Hello. So, uh, we are near the end of the semester. I have 3 days left in Amsterdam before I go back to New York. And it's really crazy. I cannot believe that the semester has ended so fast. My plan is that once I get back to New York and I settle in and get over the jet lag, to do one final big video about my study abroad experiences and what I learned and just my final thoughts on the whole situation of going abroad. But right now, I wanted to talk about my last few weeks in Amsterdam and really get to the point of study abroad, basically, they warned me. I was warned before I even came abroad that a big issue is you don't do your work or you don't do enough work. You don't keep up with your work at the beginning of the semester because all you do is party and travel. And then by the end of the semester, you are just so swamped with work that it becomes overwhelming. I was warned, but I didn't listen. So, like most study abroad students and most of my friends here, uh, I didn't do much work. I did just enough. I did the absolute minimum over the first few months, and when finals came, it was a stressful time. Uh, I was seriously considering just not going to a class for the rest of the semester, just completely quitting on the class and accepting the failure. And that's how bad it got because I was so stressed out. But I didn't do that. Um, I did everything that I had to do, and I'll probably pass all my classes. Positive. Let's stay positive. I will definitely pass all my classes. So over the past 3 weeks or so, I've had to do three final papers. I've had to do two presentations and a take-home test, which I don't know. I mean, it seems like everyone is complaining about their final workload, so I'm not gonna complain about it. It's just that's what I had to do. So um, you can judge yourself if that was a lot or little. For me, that was a lot. The Dutch system really different. There is not a big emphasis on going to class to take a test. It's more about yeah. It's not like a right or wrong thing. If you have a multiple choice test, for instance, like back in at GW, most of my classes end with one final multiple choice test. So you either know the material or you don't. Here, though, a lot more emphasis is placed on essays and presentations and a real grasping of the material rather than just being right or wrong. Uh, I like that idea. I like being able to grasp and, you know, be able to BS stuff because, if something's not right or wrong, it's much easier to be right. But I also like the multiple choice. I don't really like writing. I don't think I'm that good of a writer. So I prefer just walking in, taking a test, and just leaving and being done. But that's how it works here in the Netherlands. So uh, I had to do what they do when in Amsterdam. Do as Amsterdammers do. So the first paper that I did was for my founding of New York class, which was really interesting. Most people don't really, they know that New York was founded by the Dutch. It was New Amsterdam. There was a colony called New Netherlands. They know that. But that's about all that they know. That's all that I knew. But there's actually a really interesting history. The 50 years where New York was occupied by the Dutch was definitely super interesting between conflicts with the English and the Native Americans of the area. It was really interesting. That being said, my paper had absolutely nothing to do with the founding of New York. I don't know. My professor gave us a list of suggestions for our final paper, and really none of them had to do with New York. So whatever. My paper was about Baruch Spinoza, who was a philosopher in the 17th century. It was basically just a biography of him. He had some crazy ideas at the time. He was excommunicated from. He was a Jew, and he was excommunicated from the Jewish religion or whatever, because his thoughts were so crazy. But that paper wasn't too hard. And then in my Latin America class, I talked about Chile and neoliberalism, which I mean, I don't know. I don't want to bore you guys. It was interesting for me though. Basically, Chile has a more free trade policy than most of South America, and yeah, they have a higher inequality than most of South America because of it, but they also have a pretty strong economy, like the strongest economy in the region. So, you know, is it good? Is it bad? I said it was okay. Um, then my third paper for my Tea Party class, which was a super interesting class because um, I love the different aspects of the Tea Party that we talked about, and just getting a different perspective, getting a European perspective, much more detached, much less emotionally involved than than you would get in America. It was super interesting. My Tea Party final paper, 23 pages, so it was the longest paper I've ever done. Um, it was about the Tea Party and their success in in campaigns and elections. Well, like what makes them successful? Why are they successful? It's probably one of the best papers I've ever done. I don't know if that means it's good or bad, but it probably is one of the best ones. So the problem with the Dutch system is that it's going to take 3 months for me to get my grades. So that's a long time to wait. I kind of want to know right now, although I'm pretty confident that I was able to pass all of them. All I needed was to pass to get credits for the classes. The grades don't transfer; they don't count for my GPA. So so that's what I've been doing basically. Is working on these papers. Uh, I've been outlining and then spending maybe 2 3 days writing each, editing. um, it's a real process, takes a lot of effort, but I kind of did it to myself, because I waited until 3 weeks left in the semester to start working on it. um, and it could have been even worse if I had waited until like the last week, because I started doing them a few weeks before they were due, which is actually not really like me. So that's just a little warning for those of you that are going to study abroad, is that the work will indeed catch up on you. It will stress you out, and unless you become a really good time manager, then you're gonna have some obstacles. But that being said, I was still able to enjoy my time um, here in Amsterdam. But I definitely it definitely brought me back to reality, having to do all this work. Um, Before that, when you're just traveling or you're partying around, it doesn't even feel like you're in a real world, you know. But this brought me back down to earth to actually get some work done, uh, and it kind of made me miss home. So now that the semester's almost over, yeah, I'm upset, but I'm also excited to get back, relax, and I'm just glad that my work is done. Um, so I am going to pack up. That's about all I have to do. Take the next few days to pack, and then by Thursday, I will be back in New York, and I'm sure it's going to be so nice. Cannot wait. So, talk to you in a little bit.